Here we are at the Visitor Interpretive Center in Paul Smith's, New York, in the northern Adirondacks. And what we have here is a very strange little plant that it's easy to overlook it, but there's some very interesting behaviors that mosses like this have, especially this one right here. If you ever look close at them, they look like little pine trees or something like that. This is called haircap moss, and the reason for that is if you look carefully, oftentimes you'll see little stalks coming off that have a little capsule on the end like that, and that's where spores are made. And when this is fresh, it's got a little hairy, pointy cap on top of it like that. So that's where the name comes from. And you might look at this and say, oh, well, it's a moss. Okay, rather than making seeds, mosses must make little spores, and the spores blow around and grow into new moss plants like that. And that's kind of the short version of the story, but there's actually a hidden story in here as well. As it turns out, this is actually two plants in one. This leafy part right down here that you normally see when you see a moss is one generation of the plants. It's the moms and the dads, let's say, of these, which are also adult plants, and they are the offspring of these green leafy ones right over here. And the strangest thing of all, of course, is, well, it looks very different from this. This is actually spends its whole life as a parasite on its mother, which is this right here. The mother had a little egg here that was fertilized by a father plant that then took root and grew into this. Didn't have to have leaves or do its own photosynthesis. It basically parasitizes mom, grows up, makes spores which fall to the ground, which then grow into these green leafy things again. So the strangest thing of all is this alternation of what the adult plants look like from generation to generation. These give rise to those, which give rise to those, which give rise to those. It's almost as if we had children, let's say, which came out looking like puppies. Then the puppies had children which came out looking like small human kids, and then on and on and on like that. Very strange alternation of generations in mosses.